It's not. How is it racist?
Of course it
doesn't.
Because you have to have a heritage outside of the UK to be treated differently under the law.
That's not racist.
That takes away equality under the law based on race.
Based on it's nothing to do with. It's nothing to do with racism. Honestly, why do people have to bring racism into every debate in this country? It's outrageous.
In this video, you're going to see a caller pull the left's most tired, predictable scam. He tries to defend the British citizenship of a man who allegedly wanted to burn down Downing Street and made anti-Semitic comments, and his defence, he screams racist at anyone who dares question it. This is the criminal level of manipulation the woke use to shut down common sense. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Now let's watch this together, and then I'll share my thoughts at the end.
We're asking whether you think that this man should be deported from Britain. He's a dual citizen. He holds British citizenship and Egyptian citizenship. The complicated factor here is, though, if you deport him to Egypt, where he's just been released from prison, I mean, that would be, should we say, a brave thing to do for the new Home Secretary, wouldn't it, Shabana Mahmood? Because I suspect that she has burnished her credentials as possibly the most right-wing Home Secretary since Jackie Smith back in 2009, and I'm including Suella Braverman and Priti Patel in that list. I suspect that she may well be considering doing this, but what do you think the implications of that would be, and do you think she should? David's in Surbiton. Hello, David.
Hi, Ian.
Hello.
I've always called up in support of Shamima Begum not losing the citizenship, and I would do for this man as well. And the reason for that is because I believe in equality under the law, and that means that if you have a parent or grandparent who comes from a different country, then you shouldn't be treated differently than the likes of me, whose parents and grandparents all come from Britain, which means that anyone who doesn't have that can be treated differently. And that's an inherently racist policy, and it's a very dangerous precedent to set. And although we can, demonise certain individuals based on really horrible things which they've done or said, we shouldn't be allowed that to set a precedent, because we can see this in full effect right now at the moment in the States. For example, there's an Irish woman, well, she's a US citizen now, but she was an Irish citizen, and about 8 years ago she wrote a couple of bad checks, and now she's been deported. There's loads of examples of this happening in the States right now, and that's the dangerous precedent that we could set in this country if we allow this to happen. Because if two people commit the same crime, they should both be treated equally, and there's no way that anyone in this country should settle for anything less unless they're a proud racist.
Right, let me play devil's advocate here. What about the concept that British citizenship is something incredibly valuable? It should be cherished, it should be earned, and if you become a British citizen, you're awarded citizenship by the government of the day, and then it's discovered that you've said things or done things which are prejudicial to the national interest. It could be argued that your citizenship should be forfeited in those circumstances, because you have done things or said things or said things which mean that you shouldn't have been given it in the first place.
What about if your granddad came from Pakistan and all the rest of your family were all born in the UK?
Well,
you think that person should be treated differently? Because that's what's happening. That's what's happening in the States, and that's the point.
No, I don't care what's happening in the States. We're talking about what's happening in this country. No, I'm not.
That's the precedent that you set.
No,
that's the precedent that you would set.
No, I'm playing, as I said at the beginning, I'm playing devil's advocate to put a different point of view to you, saying that British citizenship is something that has to be earned, and if you do things which mean that you're doing essentially things against the British state, then you should have, maybe the government should have the right to withdraw that citizenship from you. Now, the complicating factor here is that his mother was born in the UK.
Well, this is the point. This is the whole point. The president, I'm trying to point out to you, is that you only need to have one grandparent that was born outside this country that you could lose your citizenship. And you're saying, well, just if you offend the state. Well, based on what? Surely, if you committed a crime and you're a British citizen, then we're supposed to lock you up and punish you, and you're supposed, and that's the system we're through. Not just, oh, you've upset the government, you haven't done this or that, so we can just, like your guest said, take away people's citizenship willy-nilly. I mean, what's the president that says for us exactly? Surely it must be that if someone's committed a crime, then it's down to the state to punish them. Not just say, oh, we don't like what you said, so we're going to remove your... This is an inherently racist system to have.
It's nothing. It's not... How is it racist?
It doesn't... Because you have to have a heritage outside of the UK to be treated differently under the law.
That's not racist.
That takes away equality under the law based on race.
Based on someone's heritage. It's nothing to do with racism. Honestly, why do people have to bring racism into every debate in this country? It's outrageous.
It's based on heritage.
No, it's not.
You won't be treated like that probably. I won't be treated like that.
What about if someone was Canadian or Australian or white? I'm not arguing that people should be discriminated on the basis of skin colour, for goodness sake.
Heritage. On their heritage. This is taken away equality under the law based on someone's heritage.
No, it's nothing to do with heritage. Honestly.
Of course it is, because you need to have a grandparent or a parent outside of the UK.
But what's that got to do with skin colour?
It's heritage.
No, what's it got to do with skin colour? Answer that question.
My children...
Answer that question. No, before you go on... Before you go on...
You need to be...
Oh my goodness!
Okay, you need to have your parents and all your grandparents to be from the British, be born and bred in British. That's going to be pretty much exclusively white British people.
Not necessarily.
Mainly.
Yeah, mainly. You're right. But that doesn't make it racist. Don't bring racism into everything. It's ridiculous.
Heritage. It's based on heritage, and that makes it inherently prejudiced. If you don't like the word racist, it's prejudice. And I believe in equality under the law, which is not prejudice, because we treat everybody equally. We don't treat someone differently because they got a grandparent, they came from Poland or wherever.
Going back to Shamima Begum, though, I mean, she clearly did commit a crime.
Well, punish her then. Bring her back and punish her.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Don't treat her differently because she's got a family that comes from Bangladesh, even though she's never been there. That's racist.
That caller's performance was an absolute shambles. It's the mask-off moment that exposes the entire identity industrial complex, when they have no logical, moral or legal defence for why a person who openly threatens the UK state should keep a British passport. They panic, they point and they shriek racist. Iain was absolutely right to call out the pure manipulation. The policy targets actions against the state by dual nationals. It's not about skin colour, heritage or race. The caller's attempt to conflate national security with prejudice is a disgrace designed to make millions of ordinary, common-sense Brits feel like bigots for simply wanting a valuable citizenship. This is fundamentally about the elite's goal, to turn your passport into a cheap, meaningless piece of paper. They want no loyalty, no pride and no accountability because it serves their agenda of endless open borders and no consequences for their anti-UK allies. This is how you know the nation is in crisis, when our most fundamental asset, our citizenship, is being actively devalued. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like and subscribe button and don't forget to ring the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for watching.